Let me guess. You're sitting at home right now and you think you're doing everything right with money. You've got a job. You pay your bills. You don't blow cash at the club every weekend. You're responsible. Yet somehow, you still feel stuck. Still stressed. Still one surprise expense away from panic. Well, guess what? Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody likes to say out loud. The middle class isn't broke because they don't work hard. They're broke because they believe the wrong things about money. Not lies told by scammers, not obvious mistakes. I'm talking about beliefs that sound smart, but quietly keep people trapped for decades. Now, before I started writing the script for this video, I was thinking of just telling you the basics, but I knew it wouldn't do it any justice. That's why my goal for this video is to break down why the middle class is completely delusional about money. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. But as a fair warning, before anyone gets emotional, let's be clear. This isn't about insulting people. This isn't rich versus poor. And this definitely isn't hustle culture nonsense. This is about mental models. Because money doesn't respond to effort, it responds to how you think. And the middle class has been taught a playbook that sounds safe, but produces stress, fragility, and slow financial death. Let's start with the most dangerous belief of all. Delusion number 1. A good job equals financial security. This is the biggest one, the foundational lie, the one everything else is built on. The middle class believes, if I just get a stable job with benefits, I'll be fine. That used to be true. It is not true anymore. Here's the reality nobody wants to admit. A job doesn't equal security. A job equals dependence. Single point failure. Income tied to time. Income you don't control. Your job isn't an asset, it's a temporary agreement. And the scariest part, most people don't realize how fragile that agreement is until it breaks. Layoffs, restructuring, AI, outsourcing, economic shifts. Security that disappears overnight was never security. It was comfort disguised as safety. I'll even give you an example to get a better picture of what I'm saying. Just imagine two people make $75,000. Person A, one job, one paycheck, one employer. Person B has a job and some side income. Small investments, optional cash flow. Same income, completely different risk profiles. One is stable, one is resilient, and resilience beats stability every time. Here's the middle class mistake. They optimize for predictability, routine, consistency. The wealthy optimize for optionality, redundancy, control. That's the difference. And once you believe a job equals security, the next delusion locks you even deeper into the trap. Delusion number 2. Budgeting is the key to getting rich. Now this one really upsets people because budgeting feels responsible. Spreadsheets, tracking apps, color-coded categories, very adult. But here's the harsh truth. Budgeting doesn't build wealth. It just helps you survive your current income. And survival is not the same as progress. Oh, and here's why the middle class loves budgeting. Because it gives the illusion of control. You feel productive. You feel disciplined. You feel smart. But you're still playing defense. Budgeting is about not losing. Wealth is about creating upside. I mean, seriously, let's break down the math. If you make $60,000 a year, you can budget perfectly. Never overspend, never mess up. And you're still capped. No spreadsheet ever turns $60,000 into $600,000. Only leverage does that. So here's what rich people do instead. They don't obsess over coffee spending, small subscriptions, micro optimizations. They obsess over income expansion, asset acquisition, systems that scale. Because you can't cut your way to wealth. You have to build your way there. And once budgeting becomes the obsession, it creates an even more dangerous belief. One that sounds logical, but destroys long-term wealth. Delusion number 3. Debt is always bad. Now let's be real. This one sounds smart. It feels responsible, but it's dangerously incomplete. The middle class hears, debt is bad. So they avoid all of it, and in doing so, they accidentally avoid leverage. That's why I always tell you in my videos, debt isn't good or bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, it depends on how you use it. Bad debt buys depreciating stuff, creates payments, produces nothing. Good debt buys assets, produces cash flow, creates leverage. The middle class avoids all debt, while the wealthy avoid stupid debt. Huge difference. Here, just think of it like this. Middle class mindset. Prevent debt at all costs. Wealthy mindset. Does this debt increase my earning power? One avoids risk, the other manages it. And guess who wins long term? But now I know what you're thinking right now. What is the cost of avoiding leverage? When you avoid all debt, you also avoid ownership, acceleration, scale. You stay slow. You stay linear. You stay capped, safe, but stuck. And I have to pause the video and just say that if you watch our financial freedom playlist and apply what I tell you, I guarantee you'll not only be a part of the upper class, but your entire mindset on money will change forever. We've created specific videos and playlists breaking it all down. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel. But anyways, now here's where things start getting uncomfortable, because this next belief is taught as being mature, but it quietly keeps people poor. Delusion number 4, playing it safe is the smart move. Now let me explain to you the next thing, and I'll go over it quickly because I've explained it many times and I'll explain it again in the next part of the video. And I already know this one sounds mature, responsible, adult, and it quietly ruins people. The middle class believes, as long as I don't take risks, I'll be okay. But here's the truth nobody explains. Avoiding risk is still a risk, just a slower one. And here's what playing it safe actually looks like. It looks like keeping all money in cash, avoiding investing because it feels scary, saying I'll do it later for years, choosing comfort over growth. It feels calm, predictable, controlled, until inflation shows up, until layoffs hit, until the cost of living quietly doubles. Then suddenly, safe doesn't feel safe anymore. Let me give you a real-world example. 2 people save $1,000 a month for 10 years. Person A leaves it in cash, avoids risk, feels responsible. Person B invests consistently, accepts volatility, thinks long-term. After a decade, one preserved dollars. The other multiplied purchasing power. Safety didn't protect the first person. It slowly eroded them. But I wouldn't feel right without giving you the brutal truth about all of this. The middle class avoids volatility. The wealthy avoid permanent loss. Volatility feels scary. Permanent loss is invisible, and that's why people stay stuck. And once playing it safe becomes the goal, the next delusion slips in quietly. Delusion number 5. More income automatically fixes money problems. Keep in mind what I'm about to tell you, and I already know this one's about to hurt some feelings a bit. Because everyone thinks, if I just made more money, everything would be fine. Nope, more income doesn't fix bad systems. It just hides them temporarily. And seriously, here's why raises don't change lives. Because lifestyle inflation is undefeated. More money comes in, and expenses magically follow. Bigger apartment, better car, more subscriptions, nicer vacations. Same stress, same anxiety, same paycheck to paycheck feeling, just at a higher level. I mean, let's be real. Someone goes from $60,000 to $90,000. For 6 months, life feels amazing. Then, rent goes up, car payment increases, spending expands, and suddenly, they're just as broke. Different numbers, same pressure. Here's exactly what wealthy people do differently. They don't upgrade lifestyle first. They upgrade systems, assets, cash flow, margin. Lifestyle is the reward, not the strategy. The middle class spends first, then hopes money works out. The wealthy structure first, then let lifestyle follow. And this next belief is the glue that holds everything together. It's taught as being realistic, but it kills ambition quietly. Delusion number 6. I'm doing better than most people, so I'm fine. Pay attention to what I'm about to say, because this one is deadly, but it feels comforting. The middle class loves comparison, not upward, downward. I'm better than my coworkers. At least I'm not broke. I'm doing okay. And that's where growth dies. But let me fill you in on why comparison is so dangerous, because the bar keeps moving down. You don't measure against where you could be. What's actually required for freedom? You measure against people who are also stuck. That's not confidence, that's complacency. Someone says, I make more than the national average. Cool, but can you stop working for a year? Can you handle a medical emergency? Can you say no to your boss? If the answer is no, then above average doesn't matter. Freedom does. And here's the uncomfortable reality. The middle class confuses comfort with success, stability with security, comparison with progress. The wealthy don't ask, how am I doing compared to others? They ask, how much control do I have over my time and money? Everything else is noise. Now here's where things get really uncomfortable, because this next delusion isn't about money at all, it's about identity. Delusion number 7. Hard work is what makes people rich. All right, I gotta be honest, this one is emotional. Because most middle-class people work their asses off. Long hours, commutes, late nights, mental exhaustion. So when someone says, hard work doesn't make you rich, it feels disrespectful. But here's the truth nobody explains properly. Hard work is required, but it is not the differentiator. Plenty of hardworking people stay broke forever. And let me give you a golden piece of advice on why hard work does not scale at all. It's simple. Hard work has a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, so much energy in your body, so much focus in your brain. At some point, effort maxes out. And when effort is the only lever you're pulling, income gets capped. That's the middle class trap. So what actually scales your wealth? It's not effort. Leverage. Leverage looks like systems, assets, ownership, delegation, automation. Hard work gets you started. Leverage is what takes you somewhere. Just think of it like this. Two people work 60 hours a week. Person A, paid hourly or salaried. Income capped, raises depend on approval. Person B, owns a small system, gets paid per outcome. Income detaches from hours. Same effort. Completely different results, and I gotta give you the uncomfortable realization. The middle class is taught, work harder. The wealthy are taught, work smarter, but more importantly, own the thing. Ownership changes everything, and once hard work becomes your identity, the next delusion sneaks in quietly. Delusion number 8, good people don't care about money. This one is sneaky, because it sounds moral. The middle class is taught, talking about money is rude, wanting more is greedy, rich people are shady, so they subconsciously reject wealth. Not logically, emotionally. And I'm about to tell you the real reason why this belief is so dangerous. If you believe money corrupts people, you'll never pursue it aggressively. If you believe rich people are bad, you'll never want to become one. Your beliefs quietly sabotage your behavior. And I'll just be straight up with you. Money doesn't make you good or bad. It makes you more of what you already are. Kind people become more generous. Selfish people become louder. Avoiding money doesn't make you virtuous. It makes you powerless. Just think about it. Who do you want having resources? Thoughtful people with values or reckless people chasing ego? Exactly. Yet the middle class opts out of wealth because of outdated moral stories. And this next delusion is the quiet killer. It feels humble, but it locks people into mediocrity for life. Delusion number 9, this is just how life is. This one doesn't sound like a belief, it sounds like realism. The middle class says things like, that's just how it is. It is what it is. You can't have everything. Sounds mature. It's actually resignation. You want to know why this belief is so deadly? Well, once you accept a ceiling as normal, you stop questioning it. You stop experimenting. You stop pushing. You stop imagining alternatives. And that's when life shrinks. Put it this way. Someone hates their job. Instead of asking, how do I change this? They say, well, that's adulthood. No, that's learned helplessness. Financial freedom isn't rare because it's impossible. It's rare because most people stop believing it's available to them. And once belief dies, action follows. Now let's talk about the final delusion, the one that keeps all the others in place, the one nobody wants to admit. Delusion number 10, comfort equals success. All right, brace yourself. This is the final one, the root delusion, the belief that quietly holds all the others together. The middle class believes, if life is comfortable, I must be doing well. No chaos, no emergencies, bills paid, routine intact. That feels like success. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Comfort is not success. Comfort is just the absence of immediate pain. And absence of pain is a very low bar. Here's what comfort actually does. Basically, comfort makes you delay hard decisions, tolerate bad situations longer, avoid discomfort that leads to growth. Comfort whispers, don't rock the boat. You're fine. Why risk it? And slowly, years disappear. Someone hates their job, but it pays okay. The schedule is predictable. The benefits are decent. So they stay, not because it's good, but because leaving feels uncomfortable. 5 years later, same job, same stress, higher expenses, less energy. Comfort didn't protect them. It aged them in place. The wealthy see comfort differently. They don't chase it. They treat comfort as a temporary reward, not a destination. They're willing to be uncomfortable now, so they're not trapped later. Short-term discomfort, long-term control. The middle class chooses the opposite. And once you see this, everything starts to make sense. All the delusions connect. All right, now to put it all together. Let's just zoom out a bit. Every middle-class money delusion has the same theme. Jobs feel safe, but are fragile. Budgeting feels smart, but caps upside. Avoiding debt feels responsible, but avoids leverage. Playing it safe feels mature, but erodes purchasing power. More income feels like the answer, but inflates lifestyle. Comparison feels comforting, but kills growth. Hard work feels noble, but doesn't scale. Avoiding money feels moral, but creates powerlessness. Accepting reality feels wise, but shrinks possibility. Comfort feels like success, but locks the cage. None of these beliefs are stupid. That's the problem. They're half-true, and half-truths are more dangerous than lies. It all comes down to this. The middle class optimizes for stability, comfort, predictability. The wealthy optimize for control, optionality, leverage. That's it. Same planet, different games. If I could boil this all down to one single sentence, it would be this. If your money choices reduce future options, they are not responsible. They're restrictive. Real financial maturity isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about building flexibility. So let's close this clean. The middle class is delusional about money because they believe jobs equal security. Budgeting creates wealth. All debt is bad. Playing it safe is smart. More income fixes bad systems. Being above average is enough. Hard work scales forever. Caring about money is immoral. Life ceilings are just reality. Comfort equals success. None of these beliefs are malicious. They're just outdated and expensive. So now comes the real question. If everything you were taught about money was designed to keep life manageable, but not free, what would you do differently if your goal wasn't comfort? That's where the next video comes in. If this video made you uncomfortable in a good way, comment the word delusional below. Not as an insult, but as a reminder that you're done playing by rules that were never designed to make you free. In the next video, I break down exactly this: how the top 1% actually think about money and why it changes everything. Not motivation, not hype. Just the mental models that quietly separate people who stay stuck from people who escape. Just click the video on the screen. That's where the real game starts.